Okay, tinning is fairly easy, okay? What you really don't want to use is a bunch of solder. First, make sure all your pieces are cleaned. You can see the difference between this one, I think, okay? And like if it was brass, this would be a perfect example. So the upper part would be where it's cleaned, okay? So now what we do is, here's the solder, so you can see me applying it. And then I have my sponge back here. You can see the tip on the gun is really dirty. So what I do is I just keep wiping it till it comes out really clean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two pieces together right here. And here's the sample how clean it's got to come out, okay? So a little bit of flux, like we discussed before, on both pieces. Then just barely hit the solder, barely hit it. And then just apply it on here, and you'll see it going on there. You can't really see much on here, but it's on there. Same thing on the other side. Just barely hitting it. And now, wipe the gun again. Make sure it's clean. And now you're going to tap the solder just a little bit. And then you're going to just apply it on both pieces. Takes a little patience. There we go. And this is what the finished product should look like. See, there isn't a bunch of solder everywhere because you don't really need that. Actually, less is better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this other end. And I use just regular sandpaper. You can use emery cloth. There's all kinds of products you can use out there. Scrub brush, scrub pads, I think they're called, green, like used for for washing dishes or anything like that. Just get the metal cleaned. That's the main thing. Okay, so here we go. Now we can go to the solder. To solder it onto, you can see I cleaned it up. Okay, now we're going to apply a little bit of flux on both pieces again. And then we're going to tin it by remember, the tip's dirty, so we can clean it up. And again, just tap it. You don't need a bunch of solder. And then let me see if you can see a difference there. You can see where I put the solder, and then tap it again. Put it where you're going to put it on your brass piece. I put a little bit too much, but that's okay. And then you're going to put both pieces together, heat it up, and that solder should work for both of them. Keep it on there for a few seconds so you see everything flowing. Then wait a few seconds. Again, try it again. Wait a few seconds. And there you go. And you can still see the tubing. You don't have too much solder on anything. So that should take care of it. You can clean up your chassis if you want to. Just put some flux on it again, run your iron on it, and just remove the excess. You might have to flip it upside down. So now, if you have too much solder on there, you just flip it upside down, and then clean up your tip, and then go underneath it. Go underneath it till it heats up. You might have to you see, it comes right apart. And then you go back and clean up your pieces. If you got too much solder, you can just go ahead and wipe it around, and then wipe off the excess, which you'll see will go on that sponge. Make sure your sponge is wet, and then again you can reapply it. To reapply it, you might have to use a little bit of flux. So the flux helps it to flow, really. And people use different brands, but that's okay, Everybody's got their choices. You'll find that out. Okay, you wait a few seconds, and there it is, and it's back on. And you can see there isn't a bunch of solder everywhere. Okay, Bob. Good luck with it.